Disclaimer: all available content in this awareness session is for positive lifestyle management purposes. Positive lifestyle management does not advocate or support gang banging, drug selling or usage, violence, or any negative actions, behavior, or attitude against men, women, or children. Our platform is for the uplifting of fallen humanity.
I was homeless, I didn't have a house, sleeping in my car outside my friend's house. He walked out, said come inside, while you sleeping in your ride. You know it's cold outside, can't eat food, ain't no place to live. Good advice, better than better, say get on the grind. Don't give it my nigga, you destined to shine, get on your feet nigga.
Greetings, brothers and sisters, men and women all over the world. Welcome to another episode of Positive Lifestyle Management Awareness Session. My name is Brother Fee Taylor, and tonight we're going to be bringing you a study guide session out of the literature and the blueprint. This study guide is what we have been discussing several episodes ago in Positive Lifestyle Management. Myself and Brother Midnight had informed the brothers and sisters that we will begin the study guide, blueprint study guide. But before we get into the blueprint, I would like for you all to hit that like button, smash that like button, hit the notification bell, subscribe to Positive Lifestyle Management, as well as send in your comments. So now let's get down to business. Like I said, we're going to start our study guide session. And this is not literature, but this is fixed for our study use. And the first question that we're going to ask is, did the leadership take on a new concept called 720? Once again, let me reiterate. Let me say this again. And I want you all to answer this question. If you have the answer to the question, and then you can show the answer to this, to the question that I'm asked, please comment, send it in your comments, and we'll dialogue on it. But the question again is, did the leadership take on a new concept called 720? The answer is no. What is it? Then if it's not 720, what is it? It's the new concept of organization. And this is where you find this here. A, our governing body has decided to take on a new concept of organization. What is new? New, the word new is not existing before, made, introduced, or discovered recently, or now for the first time. So prior to September the 21st, 1981, when the new concept was written, the preface was written, we was up under a old thought process. So what the leadership did, they came with a new concept of organization that would take us from that 60, 70 gang bangers mentality and bring us up into the 80s. So it says, the preface says, our governing body has decided to take on a new concept of organization. This is the preface. That is the first sentence. The next sentence say a concept that will bring us into the 80s and prepare us for the political and economical realities of Black America. That was the concept, the new concept of organization. What is a concept? A concept is an idea. What is an organization? An organization is a unified and consolidated group of people with an executive structure that deals with the well-being of all of its people. It's an executive structure of business and enterprise for the individual growth and collective acceleration of the body as a whole. You can find this in the common sense approach in the third paragraph. That's where you get the definition of what an organization is. So the next is, if we are to become a power to reckon with, we must take on the concept of organization. Power to be reckoned with. Power, in other words, is force that has to be considered, not in a negative sense, but in a positive, productive sense, a positive and productive force that has to be considered. Has to be considered where? In society, throughout the world, through our education, economic, political, and social development. So we have to be considered. C, the preface explains the new concept and the direction that the organization has taken. Where you find this at? See the October the 1st, 1981 letter, and where it specifically states that it says in the second paragraph, it says, many of you have a copy of the organization's preface. The preface explains the new concept and the direction that the organization has taken. As we stated in the preface, in the process of going from the old to the new, we will have a few complications. As predicted, we have had our share of complication, but we refuse to allow anyone or anything to stagnate our progress or expansion. In spite of the few complications, we are happy to report that we have been making progress. In order for us as an organization to continue to progress and expand, we must become more educated, politically motivated, and aware of the economical realities of Black America. This is what the organization is about. This is the new concept. The new concept is not about 720. Let me say this again, and I'm going to tell you where you can go find this at. Again, go to preface, the first sentence. You can go to page 47 in the blueprint, but it deals with chapter 5, the universal laws of existence. The universal law is the awareness that there are 360 degrees of love, life, loyalty, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding in all peoples of the earth. That's 360, not 720. Then we go to page 55. It says, we're going to start on 54. It says at the last paragraph on 54, thus, when our judgment of things is tempered with respect for that person or thing, we are acting in accordance to the law of understanding and in harmony with love, which is humankind's first law of existence and the beginning and the end of the 360-degree cycle of life, represented by the 6-pointed Star of David, which is our cipher. For this reason, humankind's sixth law of existence is as understanding, the crowning point of all love, all life, all loyalty, all knowledge, and all wisdom. We can further go to page 67. Now I'm giving you all this information so that you go look it up yourself. A question was posed today on Facebook by one of the brothers named DeLoom Strong. Peace to that brother. That brother said you have the blueprint. So what are you building? So if we have a blueprint and we believe in the blueprint, what are we building? And if we believe in the blueprint, then everything that I'm telling you is right out of the blueprint. On page 67 in the blueprint, the last paragraph, it states, how and why is this true? Try to imagine the following. If you kick a cat, the energy in that kick will travel your 360-degree cycle of life and return to its source, you. 360 degrees, not 720. I'm gonna go to page 89. I hope you all are writing these page numbers down so that way that you can go get it yourself. Page 89 in the blueprint. It states, the true link between a physical action and a thought action is separated by 360 degrees. In other words, our thoughts travel the same 360 degrees that our physical actions travel, and like our physical action, the act of thinking returns to us in the form of results, and that we become what we think. The results of our thoughts, not the intent, is the completion of its traverse on your 360 degree cycle of life, and is recognized as the what determines the reward or affliction allowed or disallowed us. 360 degrees. Lastly, we go to page 96 in the blueprint. It says the six principles of understanding, the sixth principle, understanding. We have arrived at the most important part of all our principles and understanding them. Understanding is the most important because only through understanding can we become whole and complete our 360 degree cycle of educational, economical, political, and social development. 360 degrees. Now back to the study. It says, as you gain spiritual strength from the teachings of our organization and empire under the concept of organization, as you gain spiritual strength. So the organization was talking about spirituality in 1982, when the new concept was 1 year, when it was less than 1 year into this inception. It was talking about the spiritual strength from the teachings of our organization empire under the concept of organization, not the concept of 720, but the concept of organization, the ideal of organization. E, we are celebrating 1 year since taking on our new concept of organization. During this second year, we aim to establish ourselves more firmly as an organization to be reckoned with by everyone doing their share and contributing more to our cause, objective, which is towards the world. So they was preparing us, and this comes out and see what's happening inside and out. September the 21st, 1982 letter, which was 1 year after the Preface came out. The exact date, September the 21st. So they put a letter out with the new concept and the Preface, and the Preface only means an introduction. This is an introduction to our new thought process. So they put it out in September 21st, 1981, and then the following year, September the 21st, 1982, they came with this letter here, and it was speaking upon us celebrate. It says that after that sentence says, we also understand that after difficulties will come ease. Now, let's bring that up until 2021. We are heading into 2022. As you all know, over the last few years, we have had a lot of difficulty. We experienced a lot of difficulty. And during the course of those years, many of us have maintained and stayed steadfast in the teachings and continue to learn and to continue to grow and develop. Some of us went astray. A lot of brothers and sisters were purposely led astray by those who were trying to benefit off of their ignorance, and which means your lack of knowledge. That's all ignorance means, of your ignorance, your lack of knowledge. So can we blame you? No. To a degree, we cannot. But now that you are receiving the real teachings, now you have to be held accountable for your actions, your every action, behavior, and attitude. So this is why it is important for men and women, brothers and sisters, to study. Study, study, study. Learn and know what you are about. Learn and know what you believe in. So if someone asks you why you believe in growth and development, you're able to tell them the reasons why you believe in growth and development. When somebody tries to tell you that you are a gangster disciple, you can tell them that you're not a gangster disciple, that you believe in growth and development. Because what they try to do, they try to place you in a box. And this is how they try to place you in a box. They want to place you in a box to say, yeah, he's a gangster disciple. All they do is gang bang. See, they got gangster disciples labeled as gang members, gang bangers, murderers, rapists, thieves, drug dealers, anything that's dealing with the negative. But when you elevate your thought process, you are elevating away from those negative elements that have plagued us. Them elements that don't mean us any good. It says, going back to the September 1st, 1982 letter, it says, only saying we are still reaching. During the second year, we aim to establish ourselves more firmly as an organization to be reckoned with by everyone doing their share, contributing more to our cause. Objective. What is our objective? Growth and development, which is towards the world. So we are getting ready. Our objectives was to grow and develop from an educational sense, economical sense, political sense, social sense. We wanted to grow in all those areas, as well as grow and develop in our love, life, loyalty, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. We wanted this, these were our aims. These were our objectives, and they are still our objectives. Because we got to think, we are, what, 40 years now? Yeah, we 40 years into the new concept. And a lot of brothers still don't understand what the new concept is about. They try to place their own personal feelings and their own understanding instead of sitting down and reading and studying and asking people to the correct, to get them the correct information on what they need. Let's focus on a lot of these things that I'm talking about, brothers and sisters. We got to really focus on this here because this is real vital. What is the thing that they say in the courtroom about there's no ignorance is no excuse to the law or something like that? Because you are expected to know because it is made readily available to you. So you are expected to know the law because it's there in a book. It's the same thing. You are expected to know what you say that you love. How can you say you love something when you don't even understand what you love? How can you say you'll give your life, not meaning just in a physical sense of you going out here in these streets doing something crazy and winding up dead? How can you say you are willing to give your life, your every action, behavior, and attitude towards growth and development and you don't understand what it's about. How you gonna talk about loyalty, knowledge, wisdom, and understanding for something that you don't have no understanding about, that you don't have no recollection of, that you're not even trying to know? Let's get with it. Let's get with it. No. Next. This is where this next piece of the study guide, this is very, very, very vital for all to understand. Because I always hear people saying, you are not supposed to be discussing family business on social media, doing this, doing that, such, yada, 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 yada. But they really don't understand what family business is. So I'm gonna read this to you, and I want you to truly understand. And this was written in 1982. It says, we want you to be proud of this organization that you represent. We encourage all members to relate to their families and friends on the streets about our direction and encourage them to vote, because your life and their life is on the line. So the leadership was telling us then on September the 27th, 1982, to tell our friends and our family members the direction that we have taken, that we are no longer on that nonsense. So they was telling us then to relay it to people. Don't be ashamed to let people know who you are, what you believe in, and why you believe in it. Do you see Elon Musk, Bill Gates, Mark Cuban, what's his name from Nebraska? I can't call his name right now, but the billionaire. Do you see any of them being ashamed of what they believe in, what their goals are, what their objectives are? Do we see any of that? No. They letting the world know why they believe in what they believe in. Do you see the Democratic Party being ashamed to tell the world what their goals and their objectives is and why they believe in the Democratic Party? No. Do you see the Republicans, the independents, whoever, the Trump Knights, the Biden Knights, anybody standing up and being afraid? Do you see the Ku Klux Klan being afraid to tell people what they believe in and why they believe in? So if you believe in growth and development, why are you afraid to let people know why you believe in growth and development? Because growth and development is a way of life. Everything has to grow. Everything has to develop. Your life and their life is on the line. We must utilize our power to vote. Being a member of this organization is not being tough, but being intelligent, which will dictate respect. See, anybody can try to be tough and to be the biggest gangster, to step in the room. I'm gonna be this gangster, I'm gonna be this big bad bully and all that. That don't dictate respect. You know what that dictate? That dictate people hating you and want to get rid of you at all costs. You see what America has done? They tried to bully people. They tried to be tough towards other countries and other nations and peoples. Now you see these same people, they hate America. People hate China. People hate Russia. People hate these countries because they are trying to be tough. They take their might and take it all over the world But then you have other countries that people love because they're not trying to bully nobody. They're just trying to live their life. And that dictates respect. That's what's going to dictate the respect. Our intelligence, not our toughness. We want our message to reach our younger brothers and sisters on the streets about our directions and concept. Let me re-say that again. These are not my words. These are not my words. So why do y'all see me not being afraid to tell the world that I believe in growth and development, and telling the world that I stand on positive lifestyle management? I'm not have no fear. For what? I'm not trying to be in no dark rooms. I'm not trying to be unseen. I want people to see me. So when I walk around, I want people to know who I am and what I believe in. I'm not out here trying to hurt nobody else. I'm not out here trying to shoot no guns at nobody. I'm not here trying to uplift fallen humanity. But this is what the organization wants us to do, uplift fallen humanity. But let me repeat that again. So we want our message, which is the new concept, to reach our younger brothers and sisters on the street about our direction. What is our direction? Education, economic, political, social development. What is our direction? New concept of organization and concept. What concept? Our idea. We are not a game. Let me say that again. We are not a game. Our youth is our future. Now let's focus on our youth today. Let's focus on them. Look at what they're doing. And I've said this many a times. Can we just fault them for the things that we're doing, for the things that they're doing? They hold some blame, but we also hold some blame too, because we're not doing our job. We dropped the ball. Let's just be honest. We dropped the ball. But hey, we're going to continue to do our job. Those of us who know what needs to be done are the ones that has to stand up and take our place in the affairs of men and women. Our youth is our future. Through communicating with them, you will help us in many ways on the streets. Many of you incarcerated here are looked up upon by the youth on the street. Begin to feed them our new concept. Feed it to them. Feed it to the world. Show them from your own experience that caused you to fall into this pit that this has become a game in your wit. So it's our job now. We're no longer, a lot of us are no longer locked up. A lot of us now are out. So by us being out, we have to go back and give to the community, give to society to let them know, hey man, slow down on what you're doing. Because if you don't slow down on what you're doing, this is where you're going to wind up. You're going to wind up in a place where you don't want to be at. And once you get in there, they're going to keep you in there forever. They don't mind giving you a life sentence. Look at how our babies out here doing what they're doing today. You know, our cause is to have a successful cosmology. This comes out of the common sense approach, which means the world for which we make, which means the world for which we will make and live in will be organized. See, the world which we make and live in will be organized. See, that's where that organization comes in there. The new concept of organization. See, it wasn't just about the individual. It was about the whole. It was about everybody. It is about everybody. Everyone must do their share. Everybody has a responsibility that comes out of the organizational structure. So we have to be organized, because you get more accomplished being organized than you do being unorganized or disorganized. Next, H. We hope that our brothers will be able to see with your mind eye, which means understand why it is necessary for us to plug in upon the new concept of organization with discipline, unity, respect, and love, leading our path against these various types of infiltrators and manipulators of surrounding us. This comes out of the October the 28th, 1982 letter. Let me read that again. We hope that our brothers will be able to see with this means understanding. Seeing with your mind eye. Understanding, being able to understand why it is necessary for us to plug in upon the new concept of organization with discipline, unity, respect, and love, leading our path against these various type of infiltrators and manipulators surrounding us. Discipline meaning having self-control, because we got to have self-control, because an undisciplined man is a danger to himself. Not only a danger to himself, but he's a danger to everyone around him. An undisciplined man would destroy a whole nation of peoples with one irrational decision. So you have to be very disciplined. Unity, which comes from the word uno, which means one. One mind, one body, one soul, one love for each other. Respect. What is respect? You know, we're gonna look this word up. See, I know what it means. I know what it means. You know, it means that a feeling of deep admiration for someone or something elicited by their abilities, qualities, or achievement. Due regard for the feeling, wishes, rights, or traditions of others. You know what I'm saying? So let's look at that second definition. Due regards for the feelings, wishes, rights, or traditions of others. It says, no member should be disrespectful to any member or non-member. Being disrespectful to others only entices others to become hostile and disrespectful to you, which leads to unnecessary and silly confrontations. Always be respectful, dignified, honorable, loyal, and thoughtful. That's what respect is. Don't be disrespectful to someone else, because if you be disrespectful to them, that opens up the door for them to become disrespectful to you. And then once they become disrespectful to you, what that does, that leads to unnecessary and silly confrontations. That's what it leads to. So always be respectful, dignified, honorable, loyal, and thoughtful. And on that note, this has been another episode of Positive Lifestyle Management Awareness Session. I'm your brother, Fee Taylor. And I would like to thank you all for everything that you do, for all your love and your support for Positive Lifestyle Management. For all the brothers and sisters that love and respect growth and development, we truly appreciate you for for everything that you have done. Now, let me tell y'all something in closing as I leave out. Don't think that the concert was the cure-all. That wasn't the cure-all. The concert is over. We have to get back to doing what we do. So what now? Those of us in the educational field continue to educate. Those of us in the economical field continue to share our economical knowledge. Those of us who are in the political field continue to lead and guide and become more aware of what's going on politically around us. And those of us who are giving back to humanity and the social and socially, continue to give your social development. But when you're doing it, do it out of love, life, Lord, and knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. So on that note, I'd like to end this awareness session by saying the words, peace.